Hi, I'm Sterling. You're learning American English with me, and this is storytelling time. Mostly this is for intermediate level speakers. It's not going to be boring, I promise. Not going to be boring. This is to help you learn vocabulary and how to recognize shortcuts in pronunciation. So listen for the shortcuts because I'm going to repeat some of them. Because some of them I'm going to repeat, sort of like that. Got it? Because I'm going to repeat some of them. So let's go. But first, subscribe, please. Click the subscription button below. It only takes 1 second. I'm going to tell you some stories, and I'm going to tell you some things, maybe about my personal life, maybe they're about some people I know, and you're just not going to know whether they're real people and if the experience is real or not. If I'm talking about myself, just talking about me, or making up a story. Whether the stories are true or not, you have to guess because I'm not going to tell you. Not going to tell you, not telling you because that's part of the fun, part of what makes it interesting. Very interesting. So, let's go. Hi. I got some things to tell you about. And some of them are kind of maybe embarrassing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not afraid to admit it. I've been married 3 times. Been married most of my life. A lot of people, it seems to me like especially a lot of older people look down on this. A lot of traditional people, usually really a lot of religious people, they look down on divorce. Some people say it's a sin. And that's what I was taught. It's basically why I stayed married, sort of unhappily. It wasn't that bad. Really wasn't that bad, but kind of unhappily for 27 years. I mean, my parents, they stayed married all their life. And I know they could have given up and got divorced. I heard them arguing a few times about stuff like that, about lots of stuff, more than once, but they didn't. They stuck it out. They kept going. So I tried to follow their example for years. But finally I did give up. I just gave up. Is that bad? Did I commit a sin? I don't know. But I thought that feeling uncomfortable all the time, I figured that, well, that also wasn't something that God would want. So anyway, that's what happened. I got divorced when I was 50. The first time, just the first time. And what happened was that I didn't really think things out that much. And then I made a bad choice again. It's a little embarrassing to tell everything. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Yeah, okay. The first stupid thing I did after I got together with this woman, the second woman, the first stupid thing I did was to want to get married again, to want to get married another time because, I should have learned from the first time. Getting a divorce can be bad news financially. It can ruin you. And basically, it did. But money isn't everything, right? That's what I like to tell myself. Money isn't everything. You can always get more money, right? So before I tell you about the crazy, cheating, rude, tattooed girl, woman, creature, the creature from the Black Lagoon that I married the second time, I'll tell you about the first divorce because, well, the first divorce, while I was married all that time, it seemed like my life was really going to be set up financially really well. I thought things are going to be great. And basically after the divorce, I didn't have anything anymore. It was all gone, including 100% of the value of my house. And all the value of that house, it all went to my ex-wife. But in spite of that, in spite of it all, what I did still have when I started hanging out with this second chick, this other woman, was a good job. I had a great thing going, a good business, at least temporarily. I had my own business, I had my own equipment, my own vehicle, and I was getting paid very well. So before I married this second chick, I'd bought this old house in another part of Florida, in Central Florida. Like I said, not near the work, but I didn't like South Florida where the work was. I would not live there. I wouldn't do it. The only halfway smart thing I did was to buy the house in only my name before I married the second chick. And it was a cool old house, built in 1920, an old wood frame house, all wood, built in old Florida style, and it was located in the historic district of my town. And I forgot to mention that this chick had 2 young boys and that she was divorced from their father. So the big old house was cool for a while. And that would have been cool. It would have kept being cool if she had been a better choice for me, but she wasn't. It was an awful choice. It was sort of like writing my own soap opera, like a soap opera. You know what that is? Like a telenovela and starring in it. Lots of bad choices, lots and lots of bad choices. And, or maybe but, I was making a ridiculous amount of money, a lot of good money. We took expensive trips because it was like I felt sort of free after not being married to somebody I didn't really like for so long. But the bad part was that I was blind to the idea that after a while I might not like this chick either. And as it turned out, she really was bad news. It's like needs to take priority over love. You know what I mean? But the first really stupid, expensive thing we did then was to go to Las Vegas to get married. I'd never been to Las Vegas before. Maybe she had. I don't even remember. I don't remember. And Las Vegas, that was cool, but I should have been smart enough not to go ahead and get married when we got there. That's what I should have done. Just because I already was beginning to see that this girl was really self-centered and really out of control. Among other things. Lots of other things. But I did it anyway. You believe it? I had a hard time believing it too. That's what I did. But now I chalk it all up. I chalk it all up to experience. It's like you sometimes have to do some stupid things before you realize that, well, they're stupid. Anyway, Las Vegas itself was cool. Actually, it was really hot temperature-wise. Actually, at this point, like 12 years later, I don't even know what month it was. And I'm not a gambler. So when I was in Vegas, at least I didn't get caught up in that. No gambling. I don't even like playing cards at all. So I threw a few quarters in the slot machines. That was it. You know, the one-arm bandits. You know what those are? You put a quarter in, pull the lever, the dials spin around, and when they match up, you hit the jackpot. You win. You know what I mean? Well, then after we went to Vegas, and after I made some more money, we went to New York City, which was pretty cool too. And it was super expensive. You know how much a hotel room costs in New York City? It was something like $300 per night. And I don't remember how many nights we stayed. It couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 nights. Couldn't have been more because I had to get back to work I had to make more money. We went to the Statue of Liberty, to the Immigration Museum on Ellis Island. We walked down Wall Street. We walked through Battery Park. We walked past the holes there where the remains of the Twin Towers, all that New York stuff. I might be telling this story all out of sequence. I don't know. At some point, I know it was in 2008, and then there was this sudden economic recession. Suddenly, there was no funding to build new projects in South Florida. Everything suddenly shut off. And of course, so did my business. So now what was I going to do? Well, the best is yet to come. Wait till you hear about how the marriage to this second chick ended. It lasted like 2.5 years, but it was really dramatic. Sort of an adventure in retrospect. That's for next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch for the next in this series of As My World Turns. I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.